Christ. Hey everybody, thank you for joining me on my pathway to podiatry. Hey, I'm coming back with another episode of my SSMSS series, and today we will be doing the Q&A, question and answers. I've been doing episodes for my summer semester because it was such a short semester, so I decided to record a Q&A. And I asked you guys, if you don't follow me on Instagram, it's Pathway to Podiatry, so you can be able to participate next time. I asked for people to submit questions, and I'll be answering them today in this video. Let's get started. First question is, how did you learn how to study in medical school? How did I learn how to study in medical school? I guess it's a process. It's not the same as undergrad, where you can like study the day before for an exam and be okay, kind of, not really, it depends on the class. Do what works for you, like what you did in undergrad, just like put it up to a level of like 200 times what you were doing. When you come in my school at least, I had a big and little system, and a lot of people will give you pointers on what worked for them and things. Like for certain classes, you kind of study different ways, but you got to take everything with a grain of salt. You always have to remember that everyone is different and your study habits may be different than somebody else's study habits. You just kind of have to do what works best for you. My way, I would kind of do the same things that I did in undergrad, just again like at a heightened level because it's so much more material. And depending on how I would do based on like quizzes or exams, I would see if it worked or not. So it's like trial and error type of thing. But you do get the hang of it. You find what works for you and you keep going with that. Next question is, have you found anything in Miami that you've enjoyed doing outside of school so far? Miami is very different than Massachusetts, which is the state that I came from. I do enjoy, I don't know. Bruh. I like being outside. I love going to the pool. I love having a pool available to me at all times of the year. Not like Massachusetts, unless it was an indoor pool. Next question. Do you hate physio as much as I do? That's one of my classmates. I actually did get a lot of questions based off of this. Physio is a very, very challenging class. Like one of the most challenging classes I've taken my entire life. I kind of try to stay as positive throughout the class as possible because it was very easy to be negative about it, but I knew that being negative about it wouldn't help me do well in the class, so I tried to stay as positive as possible, so I didn't ever hate it. I guess that's my answer. Next question is, what keeps you inspired through stressful studying and exams? So again, that's kind of like what I was just saying. It's very easy to be negative and stressed out if you want to. You can always look at a situation, think of something negative to say about it or something positive to say about it. I guess trying to stay positive throughout the stress of exams, like studying for exams, what keeps me positive is knowing that I'll get a break afterwards. There will be a time where I can just chill, all my hard work will pay off, and that's what keeps me going. Next question is, top 5 easiest, quickest meals for a busy college student. I plan on making a video on this of like quick things you can cook. For me, the fastest things that I've made, I don't know if it's like top 5, but I cook rice very quickly with like chicken or something, or bake sweet potatoes very quickly with any type of protein. Salads are pretty fast to make. Those are the things that come up in the top of my head. There were only 3, but I don't know. Next question is, what's the hardest part about medical school? To me, the hardest part about medical school is finding time to like relax. The hardest part is like not being able to just chill. Because even when you are just chilling, you feel like this sense of like guilt, like I still need to study, I still need to review this, I still need to do that. Even though that is kind of balance used to be very difficult for me to deal with, but I feel like I have found my balance. It's just feeling like you can't do the things that you really like to do like watch a YouTube video or stuff like that. Like sometimes you just feel like you're procrastinating and you shouldn't be. Like you can't really enjoy the things that you like to enjoy just because you feel like you need to do something else. I got a question asking, can you tell me why Sisodia teaches physiology at a PhD level? That's our professor for physiology. At the end of the day, his teaching style, he wants to teach PhD level, bring it. I'll be PhD level ready for boards. How about that? I'm just kidding. Next question. What kind of grading system does your school use? Number, letter grades, pass, fail? For my first year and for this semester just passed, it's all letter grades with everything from a 90 to a 99 or 100. If you get 100 is an A. From an 80 to an 89.99, like there's no rounding, would be a B, and then so on and so forth. So we use letter systems. I do know that later on in your second year and third year, you end up having some classes that are pass fail, but I know for now everything has been letter. Next question. How did you save up for the move? How much did you save, if not too personal? The year prior to me moving down to Florida, I was working full-time as an anesthesia tech. So I was making really like good money, like the best money I've ever made in my life. Obviously it was my first full-time job, but I was saving so much money. Me and my fiance were saving because we knew we were moving out of the state. We weren't sure where, but we knew we were moving. We saved around 10 grand, and it was crazy because it was like the amount that we needed. Like for our apartment, you have to pay like first, last security, you have to buy furniture, it's so many things. And not to mention, before moving, we had like a going away party. My family and his family, they gifted us so much, like a lot of money that to help us with the move. And that was very nice too. But yes, that is an important point. When you are applying to medical school, you do, if you decide to get loans, if that's the way that you are paying for school, you do receive money to be able to afford expenses like rent and bills and things of that nature, but you do not get that until you start school. And obviously you end up moving prior to school, so make sure that you are keeping track of that and you are saving or doing something to prepare for a big move like the one that I did, because it cost a lot of money.